Hello YouTube, I'm Joey and I have a newborn baby strapped to my chest, so at any point in time this video might get a little screamy. But anyways, this is going to be a 5-minute demo on how to use Mediapipe on your computer to do gesture recognition. A couple days ago I tried to learn this myself, and there wasn't a tutorial out there that was very recent or not overly complicated, so I tried to go ahead and do that here. I have some slides here. I don't have time to read them, so go ahead and pause this on the plan and then the prereqs and get that stuff done and then resume the video. So the repository we're going to be using here, I tried to make as easy to follow as possible. Hopefully your grandma could do it. But I know a lot of people like to watch videos on YouTube. That's because that's where I try to learn this stuff. So I'm making the video here to kind of explain stuff, and you get to hear my lovely voice as we go through this. And possibly my screaming baby at any point in time. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and clone the repo. So if you guys don't know how to do that, I apologize, but you're going to want to probably watch a different video for that because that's not going to happen here. So if I could spell, and clone the repo. Now we're going to cd into it. You can see what's in the repo. A couple things. Cool. Let's go ahead and follow the first step. So you're going to want to make a virtual environment. I am using Python 3.10 because Mediapipe's only supported the 3.12, and 3.10 is just what I have installed. The next thing you're going to do is source that virtual environment that you made. Now that it's sourced, let's get some stuff installed. So let's go ahead and upgrade pip. And then this next one's going to take a second, but it'll give me some time to catch my breath. We're going to install the requirements.txt. This is what's actually going to install Mediapipe, which is going to enable us to do what we're about to do here. Now that we have Mediapipe installed, let's go ahead and move to the next step. So you're going to need to download the Mediapipe model that Google has programmed for us. I don't actually know how to program my own model. I hope to do that in the future. And if you guys are interested, I could probably make a video for it. For now, we're just going to go ahead and download their model. So you'll go to that link that I provided, click on it, and it will just download. Very important step here, guys, you don't want to miss. You're going to need to copy that file that we just downloaded and put it into the root of the directory that you cloned. So all that means is the directory where we have our files that you downloaded, you're going to want to put that file in there. And once that's it, guys, you can start making this magic happen. So we're going to clear the screen and we're going to do Python demo.py. And if all goes according to plan, you will see newborn baby and I will have hand recognition working. By the way, it takes like 20 seconds for this to run the first time as stuff kind of just gets together. It gets faster every time after that. So just gonna have to kind of wait a little bit and have faith. There we go, it's running. Cool. So you can see my hand here. You have my right hand, open palm with the confidence. That's it. It's working. Hopefully it's working for you guys. If you want to stick around for the code dive in, that's like happening now. If not, good luck, guys. See you later. Hopefully everyone got that demo working. If not, leave a comment down below and hopefully the community can get that working for you. So let's go ahead and dive into the code if you're interested in that. So the imports are up top, nothing crazy there. This is the model that we're using to do the gesture recognition. I'm not training my own model yet. I don't know how to do that yet. So we're just going to use the downloaded one that we did earlier in the beginning of the demo. These are a couple variable initializations. Basically, a lot of the bits we're going to use in MediaPipe are kind of like nested pretty deeply, and it would make some of the setup kind of look ugly later. So we just initialize a couple variables for things. Everything you see between these equal signs are just for displaying the results on the live stream video feed. It has nothing to do with MediaPipe, and therefore we're going to skip it for now. Print results, we're going to get back to that, but basically this is the I actually have it collapsed already. This is the callback that the asynchronous function is going to use when it gets the result from MediaPipe. We're going to get back to that as well. So in the very beginning, you see gesture recognizer options that we're initializing. If we go into the actual repository, we can find where that is stood up. It is right here. Whoops, nope. Stay with me, folks. It is here. This will kind of explain to you what all that is, but basically we're just setting up some initial variables in order to get this stuff working. Base options is there. We're saying we want this in the live stream mode, and the result callback is to print results. And like I said, this is used because it runs asynchronously and it needs to have something to put the result to once the actual, I guess, gesture has been recognized. So from there, we're going to create the gesture recognizer. So we're using the create from options function that they have, which we can go ahead and find in here too if you want to see what that looks like. I always recommend diving into the actual source code so you can really see what's going on there. But basically, it creates the options gesture for recognizer task, and that's the options that we have there. Lines here, just use to set up the video camera. Video capture 0 as a default to hopefully get your webcam working. If this doesn't work, you're going to have to kind of Google how to get your webcam working correctly because we don't really have time to go over that right now. So hopefully it works for you on the first try. All right, so this is a while loop. So everything in here is going to get executed from top to bottom and then just redone until you quit the actual application. So the first thing we do is read the frame. So we're going to get a single frame. We're going to flip that frame horizontally so it looks like a mirror. Otherwise, your right hand's going to look like your left. It gets confusing. OpenCV gives a different format than MediaPipe's going to expect, so we do a little conversion there. Next, we're going to build a MediaPipe image class, and we're going to pass that frame into it here in a minute. So there's a data frame that we just gathered. And then you also need to pass in the timestamps for live stream. I don't know why they want it, but you really need to do it. So we just get a timestamp there variable. So and this is the actual magic here. We do recognize or recognize async. We pass in the image class that we built there and the timestamp. And like I said, this all runs asynchronously. So basically what happens with this function is it's going to run in the background. And then when it's done and complete and it has the result, it's going to call the callback. And the callback is what we initialized a little bit earlier. Up here, we said callback is print result. So in order to explain this a little bit further, we are going to like really dive into this because it's a little confusing. So when recognize async is done, it calls print result. So now we're going to look at print result for a minute. And all that is going to actually get the results and put them to the screen. So this is where if you're doing some type of project, you want to like have your left hand, turn some table left in augmented reality. I don't care. That's where you're going to actually get the code to see what gesture is done. So we initialize some variables here. We make a text variable so that we can put the text on the screen a minute later. I also print it out to the terminals just so you can kind of see what's going on in the background. We update some variables here. Everything you see here has nothing to do with MediaPipe. It is just used to display the results in the live image. Honestly, most of the code you see here is for displaying the results in the live view. It's like a lot less clean than actually using MediaPipe. So try to ignore some of this if it overwhelms you. Um, and that's really it, guys. So like everything you see here now is just so I can display that pretty view on the screen. So we're not going to go into this because this is just like CV2 and not MediaPipe. So that's pretty much it, folks. That should help you get started with any type of project that you want to do with Google's MediaPipe gesture recognition. What's really cool about the little demo that I showed you here is the code that I just provided to you will apply to specifically this gesture recognition tutorial here. But you can also use the code is very similar for like object detection or image classification. Basically, if you go look at their examples, the code that they provide for you for the example is very similar to what we just did. So you should be able to apply that, what you just learned here, to hopefully any of their examples here for the most part. Your mileage may vary though. I'm not sure. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video helped you out. If it did, leave a comment down below, and I'll appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.